What is going on? What's going on, guys? Mike being a better man.
In these obstacles, they know that they still have a destination.
You will not reach your success if you are stubborn and keep saying, I don't want to lie and say, we can do this. Alright? And you know consistency is great. Consistency is what helps you. It's to wake up earlier than when you have to get up. You begin to understand how powerful your words are. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Micah being a better me every day. And I want to thank y'all before I say anything else for taking time out of y'all day to listen to what I got to say. Like I always say every week, it means a lot. It keeps me going. It keeps me fueled. So keep it coming, all right? Now, this week, this BABME Weekly is going to be about, the topic, I'm just going to go straight into it, is the best had fears too. The best had fears too. The best didn't know what they were doing as well. The best had to struggle. The best had pain as well. The people who other people consider the elite, the non-average, the high class, they had to struggle as well. And I'm not going to be talking that much. I'm going to let you see some videos of some other people and listen to some other things because, of course, I'm still climbing the road to it. I already know the pains and struggles that I have. A lot of people think that my positive mindset, that I don't get mad, that they can never see me mad, that I'm always happy no matter what. And yeah, for the most part, I always try and stay positive. I always try to stay focused on what I want to do. But I have a lot of struggles as well. I have struggles throughout the past following me. And I have had struggles within so many relationships. And I've had struggles within so much denial, so much pain of people not really wanting to be around me when I was younger, thinking I was like super weird.
Not to be, not to put myself down. I probably was at that time, but
I didn't have a lot of close friends, and me always thinking I'm alone and will probably always be alone scared me because I wanted to be around people. I'm such a people person, and when people didn't want to be around me, it's like they didn't accept like my silliness or craziness. I felt hurt, betrayed. I felt distressed. I felt sad. I felt depressed. And I had to struggle with that a lot of my life. And that is a testimony and a problem that I'm always going to remember. So when I make it, because I know I am going to achieve my successes in my life, that I'm going to be able to tell somebody that they're going to be able to look at this old video and they're going to be like, wow, he has some of the same pains. He's been brokenhearted before. He's been left alone before. Wow, he felt like he wanted to kill himself too. So what made him keep going? What made him continue to stay on this great road? And I noticed a secret, and within these videos you're going to see that no matter what attacked me, I found out the key to achieving your success that I believe every single successful person has used, and I'm going to use this. Successful people, it wasn't necessarily because they were more powerful. It wasn't necessarily because they had way more opportunities presented to them. It wasn't necessarily that they had so many people rooting for them and they were the most popular. It was just because they were stubborn and they kept saying, I am not going to be average and I'm not going to live like this. Even when they didn't believe it themselves, they kept saying no. Even when they were tired, even when they were going through hell, they kept saying, I'm not giving up and I'm not going to stop running. I'm not gonna stop running. I am not gonna stop running. The best have fears too.
That story about the guy who gave up? You did it? Yeah, no one else did either.
I done saw all of it. And the only thing that's kept me around is my effort. All I ever knew, because I wasn't a number one recruit, I wasn't a number one linebacker, I wasn't even in the media guy. All I ever knew was effort would get me seen on tape. I'm just sharing my story to tell y'all, every time you think somebody got it good, man, it ain't always good. Somebody just, some people just make up their mind and they just grind and say the heck with it, man.
Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us will ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it.
This was the closest I've been to facing death, and I hope it's the closest I get for a few more decades. Having lived through it, I can now say this to you with a bit more certainty than when death was a useful but purely intellectual concept. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It's life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Right now, the new is you. But someday, not too long from now, you will gradually become the old and be cleared away. Sorry to be so dramatic, but it's quite true. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. You know,
no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, problems are going to be a part of your life. All right, E.T., y'all hear me? You know what happened to my wife? You know what happened to my aunts? Like, you know, like for real, y'all, this is real. Life ain't been no crystal stair. We all go through them. All right, can I share something with you real quick? I need you to understand something. In life, you're either going to a storm, right? Are you hearing me? You're on your way to a storm. You are actually in a storm, or you coming out. Just be careful not to allow the trials or the tribulations to consume you. I'm telling you to deal with it. I don't care how big it is. I don't care how small it is. I don't care how complex it is. I don't care. What I'm telling you to do is to deal with it. And once you deal with it, once you understand.
The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, but if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm gonna die. It's really that simple. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?